Number 10, printed in House Report Number 114-790, offered by Mr. Graves of Louisiana.
Pursuant to House Resolution 892, the gentleman for Louisiana, Mr. Graves, and a member opposed, each will control 5 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman for Louisiana.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the ranking member was talking earlier about this extraordinary backlog of projects that we have within the United States Army Corps of Engineers to carry out important projects like flood protection, hurricane protection, and ecological restoration. We do, in fact, have a backlog that goes on for years and years. And in fact, as I mentioned earlier, it takes us in many cases over 40 years to take a project from development through the construction phase. These are critical projects that in many cases save people's lives. Just recently in the state of Louisiana, we had an extraordinary flood event. 13 people lost their lives as a result of that event. Yet there was a project, the Comey project, that could have tempered flooding in many of these areas. What our amendment does is it simply allows for non-federal sponsors to bid to carry out the construction or other aspects of projects. It's a way to save money to expedite delivery. In my previous job, Mr. Chairman, I actually was the non-federal sponsor for billions of dollars in projects with the United States Army Corps of Engineers. There were a number of examples where we were able to build the entire project for the approximately one-third cost share estimate that the United States Army Corps of Engineers estimated what the project was to cost. And we were able to do it in a fraction of the time. So what this does, it allows for the non-federal sponsor to carry out the project. It returns 20% of the cost savings back to the United States Treasury for deficit reduction. And it takes 80% of the cost savings and reinvests it back into priority Corps of Engineers projects. And with that, I reserve.
The gentleman reserves. Does anyone wish to speak in opposition?
I rise in opposition.
The gentleman from Oregon is recognized.
I'd like to ask the author, and it seems to me that if we're going to transfer responsibility for carrying out projects from the Corps of Engineers, these would be, again, taxpayer dollars, would these projects be covered by the provisions of Davis-Bacon?
The gentleman yield?
Yes.
I thank the gentleman. Right now, as the provision's written, as you know, it is silent on that issue. And so it doesn't address the Davis-Bacon issue, as I'm aware the Corps of Engineers would be complying with.
Reclaiming my time, well then, given that, I mean, we have had myriad debates on the floor of the House and in the committee over the years from those who come in and say, gee, we can do it a lot cheaper if we pay minimum wage. We can do it a lot cheaper if we bring in, illegal immigrants, on and on and on. Sure, you can do things more cheaply, but the idea and the bedrock of Davis-Bacon is we pay skilled workers a living wage that is the prevailing wage in the local area. The committee has never passed an amendment gutting Davis-Bacon, despite many attempts on the committee. And I feel that this would, unfortunately, the way the gentleman has just phrased it, says it's silent on the issue, would undermine Davis-Bacon, and therefore I would oppose the amendment. And I yield back to balance my time.
The gentleman yields. The gentleman for Louisiana is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I'm going to go back and say what I said before. In previous projects that I've worked with in the United States Army Corps of Engineers, we have been able to save federal taxpayers tens of millions of dollars, cumulatively hundreds of millions of dollars by carrying out the projects through the non-federal sponsor, allowing for county governments, parish governments, state governments, levy districts, water boards, and others to carry out projects. If we're able to demonstrate greater efficiency and taxpayer cost savings, why would we not allow for that mechanism to carry out these projects? It expedites the delivery of projects, and these are critical projects. Mr. Chairman, I want to reiterate, in the state of Louisiana, in the flood we just had last month, we had 13 people die because of a project that's been in the Corps of Engineers process for 30 years. 30 years, Mr. Chairman. I really wonder what someone who would oppose this amendment would tell the families of those people who died as a result of the Corps' inaction. This is absolutely inappropriate. We have a way to save taxpayer dollars, to reduce the deficit, and free up more resources for high-priority Corps of Engineer projects and make our communities and our ecosystem more resilient. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I urge adoption of the amendment and yield back.
The gentleman yields back. The question is on the amendment offered by the gentleman from Louisiana. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. And the opinion.
On that, I would ask recorded vote.
The opinion